watching the tide.
Take a look around me, taking pages from a magazine. Been looking for the answers ever since we were 17. You know the truth can be a weapon to fight this world of ill intentions. A new answer to the same question: how many times will you learn the same lesson? I think they got it all wrong. We just gotta hold on and on and on and on. 'Cause we're gonna be legends, gonna get their attention. What we're doing here ain't just scary, it's about to be legendary. Yeah, we're gonna be legends, gonna teach them all a lesson. Got this feeling in our souls we carry, that it's about to be legendary. This is what we came for, and we couldn't want it anymore. Could never turn back now, got to leave it all on the floor. Been dreaming of the payoff, through the struggles and the trade-offs. Right into thin nail on the way up. Tell them the truth, but they think it's just made up. And I think they got it all wrong, but we just gotta hold on and on and on and on. 'Cause we're gonna be legends, gonna get their attention. What we're doing here ain't just scary, it's about to be legendary. looking out on the morning rain. I used to feel so uninspired, and when I knew I had to face another day, Lord, it made me feel so tired. Before the day I met you, life was so unkind, but you're the key to my peace of mind. 'Cause you make me feel, you make me feel, you make me feel like a natural woman. When my soul was in the lost and found, you came along to claim it. I didn't know just what was wrong with me till your kiss helped me name it. Now I'm no longer doubtful of what I'm living for, and if I make you happy, I don't need to do more. 'Cause you make me feel, you make me feel, you make me feel like a natural woman. Oh, baby, what you've done to me, what you've done to me. You make me feel so good inside, good inside. And I just wanna be close to you. You make me feel so alive. You make me feel, you make me feel, you make me feel like a natural woman. You make me feel, you make me feel, you make me feel like a natural woman. You make me feel.
I'll smile, I know what it takes to fool this town. I'll do it till the sun goes down and all through the night time. Oh yeah, I'll tell you what you wanna hear. Keep my sunglasses on while I shed a tear. It's never the right time. Yeah. I put my arm around so you how strong I am. I put my arm around, I'll show you that I am. I'm unstoppable. I'm a Porsche with no brakes. I'm invincible. Yeah, I win every single game. I'm so powerful. I don't need batteries today. I'm so confident. Yeah, I'm unstoppable today. Unstoppable today. Unstoppable today. Unstoppable today. Yeah, I'm unstoppable today. Break down, only alone I will cry out now. You'll never see what's hiding out deep down. Yeah, I know, I've heard that to let your feelings show is the only way to make friendships grow, but I'm too afraid I'm unstoppable. I'm a Porsche with no brakes. I'm invincible. Yeah, I win every single game. I'm so powerful. I don't need batteries to play. I'm so confident. Yeah, I'm unstoppable today. Unstoppable today. Unstoppable today. Unstoppable today. Yeah, I'm unstoppable today. Unstoppable today. Unstoppable today. Unstoppable today. Yeah, I'm unstoppable today.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the weekly live stream. My name is Brandon Tobias, and as always, it's a complete honor to have you here on my channel, Science of the Soul and Stars. Whether you're joining here live on YouTube, I appreciate you. Live on TikTok, I appreciate you. Live around the world, whatever country you're from. We've had people from Australia, we've had people from New Zealand, we've had people from America, South America, Central America. I don't know where the farthest place we've had someone join in, but wherever you're from, whatever time you're tuning in, I appreciate you, and I'm grateful to have you here on my channel, Science of the Soul and Stars. Now, what is this? You're probably asking, whether you are returning or whether you're brand new. Let me address the people who are brand new, because the people who are returning likely know the deal. This is a weekly collective reading. It started out channeling for true love situations to get clarity in your love life specifically, and collective updates. It's evolved since then to be a reading for your highest good channeled from the divine. One of my talents that I've realized that I have and I'm growing into more and more and actually discovering is the ability to channel messages from the divine in an auditory way. So what happens is, when I open this ceremony, call in the guides here, the guides and angels, right? Divine beings that we can't see, sense, touch, or even know tangibly if they exist besides our own intuition. They will often give and send messages to the collective through me as a vessel. And those messages often will resonate with whatever you need to hear in your life right now to get you clarity, to get you your next step in love and or in life, because love is a major part of life, right? And it's one of the biggest growth vehicles we have for reaching a soul purpose. I just let them take it from there. So we don't know exactly what's going to come out every single reading. I do utilize the magic of the tarot. It's been an amazing vehicle for me to be able to interpret and to channel divine messages, as well as a bit of an oracle channeling as well. Okay, so whatever you're here for, whether you're here for wealth, whether you're here for success, whether you're here for love, whether you're here for just curiosity or wanting to reach your soul purpose or to discover your soul purpose. Part of my other purpose and why I believe I'm here is to help you find and step into your soul purpose. I believe that's what my energy wants to naturally do, and so if you spend enough time around me, that's likely what will start to happen. So welcome to the channel regardless. My personal aim and goal for today's live stream is to give you the best possible experience, an amazing and entertaining show, to allow you to leave this live stream feeling energized, motivated, clear, and with clarity around your next steps and the answers to some of your deepest questions. So welcome, welcome, welcome. And here's how today's gonna go. We're gonna open the ceremony shortly here, call in the guides, okay, and the angels, and anyone else who wants to join through the power of unconditional love alone, no dark entities allowed. We will be calling in Jesus Christ and Mary Magdalene. They're one of my, two of my primary guides for this channel. And then we're gonna be doing any channeled messages that come through just straight up without the tarot. Okay, sometimes there are, sometimes there aren't. I'm not sure if there are going to be any today. Then we're going to go into a live collective channeled oracle reading. Okay, now this type of reading typically has to do more so, I'd say, with the areas of like soul development, collective kind of state of where everyone's at and what all of our souls are going through and the lessons that are currently going on, and really any general advice that the guides want to give to the collective evolution right now. So it's always good to kind of feel into the state of things generally. Then we're going to get a little bit more specific. Now the tarot here, typically will bring in elements of love. Sometimes it doesn't, but it's typically going to apply even more specifically to your life. And it's going to apply in ways that allow you to gain clarity and answers to your specific situations in life as to what's going on. So that's the point of that. Afterwards, we always love to do a Q&A. So if you have particular questions from me, and I especially enjoy answering questions about your spiritual growth journey, your spiritual transformation, intuition, clairaudience, channeling generally, how the tarot works, how astrology, things like that. But I'm open to any other questions you want to ask at my discretion, of course. Then we'll do a Q&A at the end, and I will answer some select questions from YouTube alone. So if you guys want to get your question answered, you'll have to go on YouTube, because that's where I see the chat most easily until I get a full-time moderator. Okay, and that's about it. So we won't be doing the astrology today. We did a live astrology whiskey hour. Lots of fun. If you want to check out the astrology now and what's going on for the next weeks ahead, check out the last live stream I did on YouTube specifically around whiskey hour, and you'll get the live astrology updates there. All right, let me check in with the chat, see how everyone's doing, make sure that all of the tech and equipment is doing fine. I've learned to absolutely check in on these things. Let me bring this screen closer too. Oh, Alexis says, "Where's the second red star?" I'm gonna read a couple chats here, see how everyone's doing. Alexis said, "Where's the second red star?" I moved the second red star. It's a little bit more to the right. Well, typically this is my main stage area. Feng Shui guy said this was most important for fame. Over there is my wealth corner, so I moved the red star over there. Let's see. Taylor said 222 here. What up, Jen? Says hi. Hello, Jen. How's it going? Chell says, "I can't stay for the live, but I would like to say you are such an inspirational speaker, bringing calm and live into people's lives. Thank you." Wow. Thank you so much, Chell. That reaches right to my heart. Thank you. That's what I want to be, is some type of inspirational speaker, motivational speaker. I'm not really sure what it is going to be yet. Okay, good. So text looking good. Thank you, Jen. Michelle said, "Look who got some sun." Yep, we had a beach day yesterday. It was a lot of fun. Good afternoon again, Mr. Brandon, and blessings and thanks for the constant contributions. You're welcome, Emmanuel. I hope you guys aren't getting too tired of me yet. I know I've been streaming like every single day, but Spirit has said, hey, you got to just be seen as much as possible at this time to reach your soul purpose. So that's what I'm doing here for the collective. All right, let's get into it. Officially opening this ceremony now between myself and the collective live here on YouTube and on TikTok. Okay, creating a sacred space here around me now and around these technological instruments, allowing me to transmit to the collective one of unconditional love, one of clarity, one of alignment, one of sacred power. Guides and angels, loved ones, masters, higher beings of higher dimensions, through the power of unconditional love, please allow me, please instill me with the power to be able to channel for the highest good and healing of all of the collective right now, whatever we need to hear for our highest good and healing at this particular time, for our highest growth and our soul's greatest evolution, and to help us reach and find and step into our soul's purpose on an individual and collective basis. All of this through the power of unconditional love. Thank you so much for the ability to do this. It's an honor and I'm grateful. This ceremony is now open. All right, let's check in for some channel messages right here and right now. Okay, first thing they're saying is, welcome, young ones. They're saying it's an honor to have you with us now. It's an honor to have you with us now. It's an honor to have this connection instilled between the instrument here and the instruments, referring to the technological instruments. We would like to say a couple things, if it is okay with you. And the first thing is that we are completely honored to be in your presence. We want you to know that it's an honor for us to be invited to such a sacred opportunity and ceremony, both within this particular ceremony, but also within your lives. We want you to know as well, you have the freedom and permission to call upon us at any time should you be lost or in need of guidance. We are here to guide your way. We want you to know this so that you do not get lost upon your journey, as you may have done in many lifetimes before. We want you to now know more than ever that we are present and we are available to assist you should you be willing to call upon us. We want you to hear these messages loud and clear, to let you and others know that you will always have a guiding light and a compass to light your way along the path. We are aware that the path can look a bit dim at times, and that the path can be a little bit shrouded in the darkness. However, if you focus and clear your mind, the path can be illuminated specifically where it is meant to be walked toward or led toward. And what they're showing me is an image of a very thin, I'm just going to pause for a second. They're showing me an image of a very thin, pathway walking forward. It's almost like you're going on a hike in pitch black at night. And there's a very thinly lit path ahead that's looked rocky, and you can't see too far ahead. And there's complete blackness on either side. And it's almost like sometimes we can get so overwhelmed with the environment around us, like the fact that there's so much darkness on either side, and we don't know where we're going, and that we can just get so overwhelmed that we just stop moving, or we don't even try to look. It's almost like sometimes we can, tell me guys if you guys can relate to this. What they're referring to is it's such intimidating ask to be able to continue to move forward through a pathway that is so thin in the first place that it's very easy to go outside the lines, that where there's pitch blackness on either side of the path ahead of us, and let alone the fact that the path, you can't even see that far ahead of you, right? Sometimes that can be so overwhelming that we just stop walking the path altogether. And they're saying whenever that happens, please, please, please call upon them in order to relight the path. And you will always have access to this particular path if you focus your attention strongly enough onto what that path is moving forward, and originally as well. Okay, so those are the messages so far. Let me see if there's anything else that they want to say. Yeah, okay, good. Yeah, so they're saying use us to illuminate the path, or the path through the darkness specifically right now. They're saying you may be asking why this is the case, or why your path is shrouded in darkness at all. And they're saying that this is the biggest area or arena of growth opportunity right now, okay, is the ability for those who choose to light their way to find a way to light their path. That's the key growth term here that they're using. They're saying that those who find their way through and down the path and choose to keep walking overall will be the ones who make it through, and will be the ones who are able to step into their greatest selves, and both in terms of their inner laden potential within them, their inner laden courage and their talents, and also their life path and their success as well. That is the greatest test that is facing humankind right now, is the ability to continue to walk the path despite all of the intimidation that's around and the darkness around. One of the biggest ways that they're using the blanket term darkness, right? And they're showing me darkness, is messing with us right now, okay? And you can maybe look at this in your own life or in the lives of others, it is purposefully shrouding the way in order to cause chaos, confusion, and intimidation. But they're saying as long as you do not allow that intimidation from the external reality to stop your path from moving forward, that will have no power over you. Like, the darkness cannot stop you from moving forward. Okay, I'm very strong with that. The darkness cannot stop you from moving forward through your path, through your specific soul path. It's only the intimidation the darkness tries to provide that will get you to stop. Now remember, the reason why darkness exists at all, okay, is because it's wanting to. It's so the light can know itself. That's one. So the light's learning about itself through navigating the darkness. But two, the darkness's intention. Its intention is to stop the light from progressing, because if the light continues to progress, then it's going to see through the facade that existed the entire time, that is darkness. And the darkness doesn't want the light to see through the facade. Okay, now I know I'm speaking very grandiose, metaphorically, kind of big picture stuff, but think about how this applies in your individual life here, and how this can help you to continue to move forward along your path. What areas of your life have you felt has been shrouded in darkness, where you felt such an intimidating, whatever it is, intimidation or fear or kind of overwhelm in that area, that has prevented you from continuing to move forward, where you've just had to sit still and stop? they're saying, anyways, that's the area to continue to ask for guidance around, right? Because they're here to help, but they can't help us unless we ask to keep moving forward. Let me ask if there's anything else before we close out. I think there's one or two more things. They're saying, please like the video if you haven't already. I'm just kidding. That's me. All right, I had to joke about that one. That one was from me. That wasn't from the guys. I'll always be honest with you guys. All right, let me see. Let me see if there's anything else. One or two more things. Okay. Yeah, okay. They're saying we would just like to say we are proud of you for the journey that you've gone on thus far. You're making tremendous progress, and this is, it's not. They want to say that life is going to be very different as we continue to move forward. Like, there's been a really incredible shift in the awareness and consciousness of humans overall, and it's almost like I'm getting the feeling of like they're saying if you believe or you think it's gonna go back to the way it was or go back to completely normal in terms of the paradigm of people's lives, it's not. There is a whole new template that is taking place in life overall, in everyone's lives, and everyone gets to choose a completely new way of being should they want to. And really, in fact, what they're saying is like the old way of being is not even existent anymore. It's like, even if you wanted to try and reclaim your old life about what that was, it will no longer have the relevance or the importance to be manifest. So they just want you to know, if you are struggling, if you are feeling stuck, if you are feeling like you're lost or have no purpose, one, you're not alone. And number two, it might feel like that because you're navigating an entirely new paradigm of how life is going to be. And it's not going back to the way it was. It's being created now. And life is going to be a little bit different moving forward from here. It's going to be a little bit more involved, a lot more intentional, a bit more of a creation as well. And also like a bit more, I guess the word is intense in terms of the necessity of our daily lives being affected by ulterior paradigms that are wanting to take place and manifest in our lives that are outside of our desire, need, highest good, and choice. And so there's a bit of there's a bit of a call to action, right? There's a bit more of a call to action. And I don't know if you guys are feeling this. Let me know if you guys are, or if you're not. But I would say there's a bit more of an involved call to action in all people's lives. And maybe you feel it deep down inside. Maybe you don't as much. I feel like every one of us is starting to feel that in a deeper way. And if we haven't, then maybe it's just being shoved down or repressed, or we don't want to really be involved with that whole greater good for the earth, or like, where humankind is going, you know what I mean? And all this stuff, but it's there, right? And it's kind of not going away. And it's kind of like, well, if this isn't going to go away, well, how are we going to actually serve? And what are we going to do, to help, So anyways, it's more so they're just saying, right, as a kind of a forewarning, alert to all of us, is like, life is going to be more involved in that way, where it's about service, and it's about care, and it's about involvement, and it's about like helping others, and it's about clearing the way for others too. It's like everything that we used to know around, like, okay, we just get to like work a job to get money, to be secure and okay, and we're involved in this system that just gives us some resources so that we can survive on a daily basis and live a life that is comfortable for us. It's like, that is completely going away. And honestly, to be frank, I feel like that, from the bottom of my heart, if you're struggling and you're wondering, why that old way of being is not serving you, or you're really unhappy during that, if you're still doing that, right? it's because there's no, we're trying to get in touch with a deeper sense of why to exist. You know what I mean? Like if you haven't found a deeper sense of why to exist, we're at 333 playbacks, by the way, 333 playbacks. So this is so channeled. This is crazy. This is not coming from me. Just so you guys know, it's because of the deeper connection we're trying to make within all of us that serves us as an individual vessel to be connected with everyone else and to serve a greater good. And so if you don't have that particular vehicle inside of you just yet, and you're struggling and you're not sure why, that's why. It's because we're trying to get you to connect to a deeper sense of purpose and meaning in your individual life, connected to the greater whole that will serve, that will allow you to really live and prosper. Okay. So anyways, just a bit of channel. I'm going to end it there. Unless there's anything else that they want to share. No, I said that's good for now. I say we'll share more later. All right. Thank you so much for that. So yeah, let me know what you guys think of the channeled messages there. That was pretty intense. Chat's going a little crazy over here in the YouTube. Let me check that out. Pragi says, thinking about the greater good makes me kind of scared, but also hopeful because light can cut through any form of darkness. Absolutely. Absolutely. And Praga, thank you for saying that. It's a very common thing right now, is like thinking about the greater good. If there's fear, if there's intimidation, if there's confusion, it's like that's the area to lean into, right? That's the area to lean into because that's where we're trying to figure it out. That's where we're trying to lean in. That's our edge, right? To lean into for greater growth. Ben Johnson said, you guys have to spend $1 million on that house. You could have the stove and give me the keys for cutting the trees down. Not sure what that means, Ben. Ben, I believe when I watched the replay of the last video, okay, not to get too personal or stark here, but you're making some oddball, weird, out of context, negative comments. If you choose to do that again in this particular live stream, I'm going to ban you from the chat. So just a heads up there, okay? I'm going to give you a couple minutes to get that message, but if you choose to continue to do that, you're going to be banned from the live stream. So just a heads up, Ben Johnson, because I saw you in the last live stream. I did not appreciate it. All right. Ellie says, how does it work? Turbine says, I like the video. Good. Jusar says, that's why I follow you. Manuel says, it's done, Brandon. Okay. Jessica says, it's relatable. Thanks. Brandon, can you please block man? He trolled last week. That is doing it again. Yeah. Okay, good. Yeah, he's been warned. So if he does any more, he's going to be banned. So you've had your heads up, Ben Johnson. All right. Cool. And I just want to say a quick heads up to you guys. I want to give, if I missed this last live stream because I only check the comments once in a blue moon and I just read the most recent. So if I miss people who are trolling or just not being, appropriate to the live stream, I'm all for free speech. I'm not for censorship. If you guys are just making comments, you're sharing an opinion about something and people disagree, that's okay with me. You're welcome to share. If you're coming in, you're trolling, you talk about other things that have nothing to do with the live chat and it's disruptive to the chat, repeatedly, consistently, over time, especially 2 live streams in a row, you're going to get banned. So that's my policy on that officially, and we'll leave it at that. So we'll let Ben choose what he wants. Okay, I think he sent another one, so he's going to get banned. All right, so he's getting removed. That was quick. I think we just did. I'm not sure exactly. I think first time I've had to ban someone. Okay. All right, he's gone. Cool. So let's go ahead and move on with the messages. I think we had to take care of that first, but yeah, I just want to say a quick note on that. If I missed it last week, forgive me. Sana I think she's been just loving life, traveling the world, doing an amazing job with her life. She's normally the moderator, but God bless her, she's been on doing important stuff for her life, so she hasn't been around. So I'll have to do it for that myself, which is good. All right, here we go. Yeah, also quick note on that. I think it's important to address this stuff. There's been scammers both on Instagram and TikTok now, sadly, who are trying to emulate this channel for the purpose solely of stealing money and scamming people, impersonating my services. If you get added from anyone else outside of this account here on TikTok Live now, BR_Tobias, or Sign to the Soul Stars, or Instagram especially, please, please, please do not pay any money. Do not respond. Don't even accept their follow request. Somehow these people are so advanced that they're emulating the amount of followers I have, stealing my stories, and making it look exactly like my page. So just be on the lookout for that, so that no one has to pay money for nothing. It sucks. All right, let's get into the reading. Pragya, she asked why are they doing this to my psychic friend. I think you had mentioned it earlier, right? At one of the other live streams, which had always stuck out. It's like this is, it really is a time of spiritual warfare, and not even in like a woo-woo way. It's like it literally is like spiritual quote unquote light workers or people who are channeling for the divine are getting attacked. Like literally being targeted. So it's kind of weird, but all we can do is just know that we are in the midst of a battle with that, right? And a little bit of a war. So we have to be prepared, and we have to be willing to just say no to it. All right. Anyways, enough of that. Let's move on. If you guys have questions about that, let me know. Here we go. All right. Guides and angels, loved ones, masters, wise ones. Jesus Christ and Mary Magdalene specifically. Please allow me to channel for the collective here whatever messages you'd like to transmit for the highest good and healing, particularly at this time. We have the seer. We have thunder, hummingbird, fire, completion, rainmaker, and the vision quest. Wow. So much energy in these cards here. Okay. The first message I get with this, okay, is that right now is a call to action in terms of the fire and the authority that you have in your own heart and soul, and the authority that you have in order to use and express that fire. Okay. If there has been any concern or fear around the authority to use your own inner fire as a weapon in the past in order to light and move through the way, but also to make your point clear to others, now is the time to direct that in a positive way. Okay. This is the most essential time and the biggest opportunity down in the pits of your soul and your body to light this inner fire in order for it to be expressed appropriately outwardly, so others can follow your way at this particular time. Now, who I'm talking to, as I've expressed many times, is not just everyone on earth right now at this time. I believe I am talking to the leaders of this collective. I believe I'm talking to the light workers of this collective, the people who are meant to light the way. Okay, this will apply generally to everyone, but most importantly, the leaders have to go first. The leaders have to pave the way. The leaders have to show what ways the use of fire is most appropriate. Now, interestingly, right, to relate it back to what just happened in the chat, okay, the best way to use fire is to state your intention very clearly, okay, with love, but also with power and authority. Okay, I wasn't hating on Ben. I wasn't saying, oh my gosh, he's an asshole, things like that. I said, look, I don't believe what you're doing is appropriate. I'm going to give you one more chance. If you cross that line again, you're out. You're done. That is in my opinion, and what's coming through here, the best possible way to utilize fire and authority in your own heart in a loving way. Now, there's nothing wrong with that, okay? In fact, when you use it and imbue it with the power of love and light, you protect others, right? You protect others who may suffer more because of a lack of use of your own authority and fire and direction within your own soul. And yes, even if there's a tad bit of anger that arises, that's okay, right? Our job is to mediate and utilize the power of anger, rage, hatred, all of these things, not to control it, but to contain it in a safe way to be expressed so that people know and can feel you have power. You're not afraid to use it, but you are also in control of it in a way. You are able to contain it, if that makes sense. Does that make sense to you guys? Let me know. This is really, right, the core root of what we're being taught right now. And I feel there is a lot of this collective rage, anger, hatred, kind of emotions being awakened down inside of the body through many different vehicles in our lives. And when that arises, or if you allow it to arise, you have a couple choices, right? One, you can allow it to take you over and to, basically destroy, destroy things around you in a negative way. Or you can learn to feel it, harness it, and again, utilize it for good. Right now, the crowd that I'm talking to, this is the group, right, that is being given permission strongly to awaken and utilize this inner fire for good and for light. Okay? So know that that's the case. Seer here with thunder and the hummingbird. Now, in fact, this is the first thing I got to with this, is that this is, oh, sorry, this card is being blocked by my view here. We're going to move this just a tad. We have the Rainmaker here. It's an important one. It's connected to, all right, your ability to create wealth, prosperity, and abundance, right? The hummingbird shows up, for me at least, right, in front of the moon here, as the way in which to birth, literally birth. You can see it feels like being birthed here, new wealth and abundance as an example of what it looks like to be in full authority of your own fire, okay, in the body. This is what is required. And so the practice here is a healthy utilization of this particular energy and utilizing that to direct you, to light your way, and to allow you to find and to create the wealth, prosperity, and abundance that you desire. But it's going to require bravery. It's going to require possibly being okay with stepping on the toes of others who you do not agree with or you feel are impeding you in some way. And also, again, most importantly, not being afraid to have others possibly dislike you. Okay? This is probably one of the biggest, scariest things, because we've evolved to want others, most of us, to like us, unless you're a very select, genetically prone individual who does not care at all ever, or has conditioned themselves not to. Okay, we have the Vision Quest here. We have Rainmaker. We have Completion. And we have Thunder with the Seer. So what's interesting about this is I always, this has been a consistent line that keeps coming to me, which is you who lights the way, you who shows the way, okay? You might be being invited to, or you might have some opportunity right now to quite literally show the way to someone else or a group of individuals in your life. You might have an opportunity somewhere to lead the way into unpaved territory, uncharted territory. You might have the ability to, be the first shining example of what something can be, and that something is possible, and that something can be successful. You also might be given the opportunity to, in some ways, mentor others or mentor someone else in the ways that you have experienced or done in your own life that you can help them with, okay? So this is part of what is training you right now to be the teacher that is laden within you. Whatever part of you that is meant to be a teacher or a guide or basically able to use this for the greater good, also for wealth and abundance, prosperity, you're being given a chance to practice that way of being now when it comes to helping others see the way. And the way in particular in which you are helping others to see the way is the way in which overall, later on, eventually, you will create wealth and prosperity and abundance. But it's almost like this is a bit of a practice session to be able to learn to light the way for others. So think about in your life right now, One, if this is happening, if there is any circumstances in your life where you are being given a chance to lead the way for others around you as an inspiration, as an example, that requires bravery and or courage and or mentorship from your experience to others. Thunder here, yeah, this is going to be a part of your, it's almost like your soul tribe is helping you to practice this, is the feeling I get. So your new way of being. I also got new way of being with the Rainmaker here through expression, vision, quest, and completion. Your new way of being, literally, like in every way, emotionally, physically, physiologically, spiritually, your new way of being or coming out into the world is being developed and created at this very moment. And it's brand new. It's never been seen before. And your soul tribe is helping you to practice and to embrace that new way of being. So whatever new way of being that is coming into your heart that you feel you want to be or to express, right? Know that you are safe to express or be this in this new way overall around the people who are coming into your life who are asking more of this from you. Okay, with Thunder here. So Rainmaker here, interesting, we have the element of water. We also have angel wings here. We have the symbology of the moon. Like there's a lot of moonlit cards here. And things that I feel are lighting up the path, obviously. So that goes in with the theme of the channel messages here. But it's almost like, so the fire here is the core theme of what is most required, with the side element here, or the what we'll bring in, okay, freedom here with the Rainmaker, but expression. So they want you to trust in your most natural form of expression. If you're wondering, okay, Brandon, well, what do you mean by this new way of being? This new way of being on this new path, and you know where I'm going, I don't really know what you mean. Okay, let me get specific about this. They're saying your most natural form of expression, right, and how you would just naturally be without any other type of influence, any other type of necessity, any other type of kind of restriction or restrainment, right? How and what would that expression look like? Both privately, because it's important to practice this privately, but then also publicly. Okay, it's this most natural inner form of expression. Specifically, I'm trying to channel verbatim here. This most natural form of expression internally, that when seen and witnessed publicly, will be the main way in which you inspire others to take a similar positive path, which you have also chosen in your own life. Okay, that was very specific. Very specific. All right. Step one is you got to choose and yes, I'm taking donations. Thank you. You got to choose not for personal reading though, just generally. You got to choose to have. Well, number one is, and most of you have already done this, but if you haven't, I'm just going to break it down step by step. You got to choose the fact that you want a positive path generally. You got to choose the fact that you want to have the most positive outlook on your life. Now we're getting into a little bit of manifestation, being a magician, being a witch, okay? Without that choice of wanting to choose to live in the most positively oriented way, okay, to look at things from a way that is inspiring, on the positive path, on the growth path, okay, and to become the best that you can have and to have the best that you can have, you will not be able to lead others. So if you haven't done this yet, okay, I would recommend looking into yourself to see why this hasn't been done, if it hasn't been, and then seeing what's getting in the way of you choosing that. Maybe it's a lack of self-confidence or belief that it's possible that you can have what you want to have, or that any of this exists, right? There's a lot of things that could get in the way. But once you've gone through that, make that choice. Okay, I am going to choose to live my life in the most amazing, positive way with the best outlooks possible and the most hope and the most faith. And I'm going to choose to have and materialize everything that I could ever want in my life in time, when the time is right, for the highest good of all. When you do this, you can then start to naturally find the most natural ways of expression that you're here to do and to be, which then will allow you to find others who are looking to go down a similar path but need a role model or a mentor who will find you, okay, specifically tied to your energy because you're in your most natural way of expression. By the way, another side note here is if you guys are wondering how to find people to lead, how to find people to mentor, it's very simple, okay? You will only find and attract clients or people to lead, people to mentor, to practice having a business or having something for your future to make money or whatever it is that you want to do by being in your most natural form of expression. Because by being in your most natural form of expression, you will automatically attract those who resonate with your energy, and then you will, by default, be able to help them because they are connected to your soul's path in some way. Does that make sense? But it's essential. And once you start to express that, I promise you, having gone through it myself, you will find next steps and or clients and or the money or resources to move you forward automatically. Okay? All right, that's a bit of a tangent. Done with that. Vision quest and completion. I feel like the vision quest was talking about this in particular, though, before we even got to the card. Ola from Los Angeles, Ola from Marina Del Rey. Yeah, awesome. Completion of vision quest here, right? So this is an opportunity here. We do have Neptune and Jupiter retrograde. As a side note, Neptune just went retrograde for the next 6 months. So, but I'm not really connecting it to this Vision Quest card as much. I really truly believe the Neptune retrograde is about a redefining of what spirituality means, or the integration of spirituality into humanness. Whole different tangent here. This Vision Quest card, I feel, is about, it really is about asking that question inside of yourself as to whether or not you are going to choose the positive path and a path of, attaining and being everything you can be. Or not. I really don't know, and I don't believe there is any more sitting on the middle, okay? Or sitting on the fence, I guess is the word. Wait, didn't we play a song like that in the beginning? Wasn't that sitting on the dock? I was sitting on the dock of the bay. I don't know. I kind of related to sitting on the fence, I knew there's a reason that song played. And then we have completion, okay, coming all the way back around. I think we kind of went all over the place here, but coming over to completion is the last card. First words I'm hearing is this has nothing to do with love and everything to do with love all at the same time. Thank you for the butterflies. This has nothing to do with love and everything to do with love all at the same time. The first message that I heard. You can see here, right faintly in the middle, there's a little heart, okay, in the middle of this snake. And there's 4 different directions here. But there's also the snake eating its own tail. First words I'm hearing is sacred masculine journey to completion. Sacred masculine's journey to completion. It is it is about helping others to work through their karma. If you've been involved with a sacred masculine presence, or a masculine presence generally, okay, if you're feminine or you're a masculine or whatever you are, but if you've been involved with someone who has more of a masculine presence, okay, part of the journey is to help them along in order to complete their karmic journey, generally as well to complete the karmic journey for others on this earth overall. But if you've been specifically connected with someone when it comes to romantic love, right? It is specifically about, it's almost like it's your assignment, one of your assignments to help that individual to awaken and to complete his souls. They're using his in particular. This is a little wild. His soul's greatest possible power and destination as well. There's a very, very, very deep, sacred reason for this. Okay. If you have felt like you have been involved with others or another or others, okay, particularly masculine energies, where it's been very tough because there's been lessons obviously for you to learn, but also friction in terms of their ability to and a desire to grow. Okay. It's almost been as if you were required or necessitated to bring them face to face or head on, or to help them to work through their own karma and their own lessons. This being done for the good of the earth overall. Because we need both. We need the sacred masculine and we need the sacred feminine. We need both. Fully aligned and awakened. So if you have been involved in a situation like that, whether it's in love or other parts of life or just around other people who there's been these challenging times and lessons, don't get it mistaken. That was very much so something that, and it's almost like it feels like it's a sacrifice, right? We talked about the essence of sacrifice here times in the past, but it was almost as if this was the thing that was, again, most required in order for an entire population, okay, an entirely different population to be able to complete the journey within their own lives. So it was for a very sacred purpose, is the essence of what they're giving me. And it was a great service as well. It was a very great service as well. What happened? And it's a reminder as well, okay? Because the first words were, it has everything to do with love and nothing to do with love all at the same time. And what I get by that is, like, when they say it had nothing to do with love at all, what that meant is that it was just simply about awakening a whole part of the collective soul group, okay, specifically that had karma to work out, that will have tremendous butterfly effects, okay? Butterfly effects, you guys know that's the animal for our collective, on the rest of the world and the population. That's number one. So it is about helping this karmic wheel to be completed in an individual's life and also in the lives of others connected to that individual in a big way. Chances are the individual you're connected to, if you do have a connection like this, okay, we also have the serpent, we have, okay, the circle here, and we've talked about the serpent being representative of the twin flame connection. that this individual is quite powerful in their own right. And as they awaken and complete their own karmic cycle, they will have tremendous impact upon the world at large. So it was a service, and it's also a reminder that at this time, that is what is happening. And I would say, they're saying in the midst of happening. It's in the midst of occurring right now. Okay, just to be aware of that. And it's really only once that cycle has been completed, okay, when this other energy has come back into themselves, or back to themselves, really, back to home within themselves, that there can be the fullest alignment between the sacred masculine energy and the sacred feminine energy to be aligned and intertwined. And they just showed me two opposite but equal energies intertwining and spiraling up like a vortex. But first, they must come to home within themselves. Okay? So I'll leave it at that. That was essentially, right? And they were very specific that it's like the divine feminine energy within you was set out and responsible to, and probably knew like there was some obligation to help this individual wake up, even though it maybe was frustrating and hard and difficult at times. It was a divine responsibility, inherent responsibility within you upon meeting this individual to help them to step into growth. Whereas before they may have been stagnant or lost along the way. And now that this has occurred through the interaction between you, okay, it set them on a whole new journey within their own individual life to complete their own karmic cycle and to reach what they are meant to reach and to do what they're meant to do. And then and only then, when they come back to reaching that within themselves, can they energetically be aligned with the feminine energy. It's the heart of the sky. I almost get that this is the energy of the divine feminine kind of looking down upon the masculine or her masculine, and just kind of prodding him, prodding and awakening him to step into what he needs to step into. Kind of like a guiding light. All right. So that's the channeled oracle messages. Wow. That was deep even for me. How are we doing? Let me check in with the chat and the messages here. I'm going to give the camera a couple seconds to rest so we don't have it overheat like it always does. Let me go back to the other screen here. Okay. Peaceful and Love says, step up to the plate. We have a bigger purpose. I've been called. I've been chosen. I know my worth and my value. I am who he says I am. I'm ready. I am blessed. I'm thankful. I'm grateful. I am. I love that. I am. Praga says, I told you the moment we talk about twins, I'm going to start crying. I think, Praga, you knew that it was coming in today. I didn't even think it was. Empress says, amen. Amen back. Danny says, peace and love. Ellie, Lundra Lifestyle, 22 2:15 p.m. here in London, UK. Thank you for this live. You're welcome. I am manifestation. I love that. Absolutely prayer for all the DMs. I love that. I love that. I feel this reading in my soul. Not sure how I feel about it. LOL. I haven't taken the time to feel into it either. I'm only the messenger. This girl says, hello, Brandon. I hope you've had a good day and that the beach day was great. It was great. Thank you for asking. The beach day was fantastic. I had a really good time with really good friends right by my place. So we had at least I had a hard kombucha. It was fun. Beautiful messages, guys. Glad to be here, says the Practice of 11. Love you and me. This was beautiful message. Not an easy one, but definitely needed. LOL. Yeah. Barbara says it was not about love. Love, it was all about love because it was a relationship, but it had a sacred purpose. Yeah, my mind is blown. I thought it was my twin flame. I thought I was leave your last. I'm calling. What's the number? I feel the DM's growth comes from DF walking away. Yeah. It has to be that way. Has to be that way. Sucks, but it has to be that way. Okay, let's get into the next part of the session for today. Again, we are probably going to go a little shorter. We'll see. Because no astrology, but we said that last time. We still ended up going like 2.5 hours. So we're going to do some channeled tarot reading here. I'm not really sure. That was a lot that came through in the first oracle message. So we'll see what else other messages the divine has for us today. Okay. Okay. Are we sure? Okay. So, I was just interrupted as I was shuffling, thinking I was going to do more of general channel love and life reading. And they just said they want me to do specifically a divine masculine reading for this tarot reading. Now, some of you guys have commented in the past that I'm at my best when I allow spirit to lead the way. And that's what they've said for me today. I actually don't necessarily want to do this personally. They're saying, yes, you do. But that's what they've requested. Is that cool with you guys? I don't know why. I guess it's like it's... I guess that's what's being needed. Okay, let's just do it. I don't know. Yeah, I think there is. It feels like that. So, okay. Well, let's do it. With enough stalling around, Brandon. I'll leave that there. Arrange my crystals correctly. Put that green one right there. All right. All right. Well, you asked for this. Angels and guides, loved ones, masters, wise ones, angels and archangels, please update here on the sacred masculine energy for this collective in love and life. What are the updates on the sacred masculine energy that you'd love for us to know for our highest good and healing at this particular time? Channel wisdom and insights, please, for the highest good and healing for this collective listening here and now. Around the progression, the thoughts, the attitude, checking in on the divine masculine energy. King of Swords in reverse. Two of Cups in reverse. We have the Ace of Cups in reverse. 3 reversals. Nine of Pentacles upright with the 6 of Wands upright. So the first thing we can see here, right? King of Swords in reverse, the Ace of Cups in reverse, the Two of Cups in reverse, the Six of Wands in reverse. This is about the perception of life generally, the walls that we're containing, okay, the ego here with the Six of Wands, the perception around love, the desire around love, the desire around partnership, and I'm hearing the desire around sacred partnership, all being turned very inwardly and quite literally upside down, meaning that what I feel is happening is the walls are coming down. The walls are in the midst of coming down and breaking apart fully. Okay. And the ego specifically is the thing that is most in the midst of being dismantled. And when the ego, and as the ego is being dissolved and dismantled, okay, the perception around love, desire, and partnership, specifically sacred partnership, is also coming into question. It's also coming into question. We have the Page of Pentacles upright with the Knight of Pentacles. Ten of Cups in reverse. The Sun card reverse. The Hangman in reverse. Four of Wands in reverse. The Knight of Swords. Okay. So what's interesting is all of the love and partnership oriented cards here. Okay. Ten of Cups. Two of Cups. Four of Wands here. Also the Sun card in reverse. It's almost like there's a bit of confusion as to how to look at his perception around any of this. The perception around any of this. There's a confusion and a misdirection around whether or not he truly desires to engage in this level of partnership, and there's a realization of that. So it feels like there's an awareness of the perception around whether or not he desires to be in a partnership of this particular level, sacred partnership specifically. Okay. And the reason this is as it is because it's almost like he knows that it exists. Like he knows what this is at this point. He knows that it exists. He knows that there's a real life, tangible, committed, extraordinary way of being or potentiality around love. And yet he does not know for sure if he desires to be within it. And this has less to do with the fact of, like what I'm getting around this also is around self-worth in terms of literally not knowing if like he is able to be within this without on some level messing it up or participating at the highest level. Okay. So the feeling I'm getting around this is like it's almost like he's never participated in the highest level of this type of love or partnership before, and it's very, very scary. It's very, very intimidating. And it's something that is like, I don't even know if I want to go, like the words I'm getting, like I don't even want to know if I want to go that deep into that level of love, because that is a whole big ass thing. Like that is a whole big ass venture in its own right. You know what I mean? Like, oh my gosh, like sacred partnership. What about partnership? Sacred partnership, 10 of Cups, family, right? Marriage and working together in a healthy, happy home, true partnership, committed partnership. Okay? Inner happiness, true inner happiness and joy and fulfillment. I don't know. I don't know if I can attain those things. I don't know if I can be within those things. I don't know if I'm ready for those things. I don't even know if I want those things. I don't know if it's possible. Hence, a lot of the channeled insight that we got today was about making that choice. Making that choice. Okay? Because there are people, other people besides you, who are watching, waiting, listening, observing you to see what choice you are making and what you are going for in your life as an example or an inspiration to be able to make their own decision. So we have two knights showing up, right? We have the Knight of Swords and we have the Knight of Pentacles here. So it's almost like, it's almost like there's still, and this has been, historical in the past, but this is almost like, what do I have to contribute or to offer to this? Basically, and it's around self-worth. Like the first thing I got around this was like it all starts within the self, like the self-worth belief around their own inherent value as to what they can give or provide. And it may or may not be like in reality about they cannot really provide too much right now to the situation in terms of either resources, stability, emotional maturity, wealth, whatever it may be. This is how they feel, right? Page of Pentacles. This is how they feel and what they're able to contribute to something as sacred as this. And this is why they don't feel quite in alignment with this type of partnership at this current time. Now, Hangman and Knight of Swords here, and then we have the Eight of Swords in reverse underneath the deck. I feel that they are starting to find themselves more through a more spontaneous way of being and interacting with others. Okay. There's more self-confidence and self-belief being created within their own hearts, minds, and souls through the trust in their own spontaneous ways of being. What I'm really getting is there's this new level of spiritual or emotional, it's really actually it's more emotional awareness. That's the term that's coming to me. Like more emotional awareness of their limitations, their fears, and or their perceptions of both themselves, the sacred partnership here that exists in the connection, in a connection and in life generally, and in their own hearts and souls. So yeah, Eight of Swords in reverse is telling me like they are indeed actually looking at all of this. They are indeed actually looking at what they may have refused to look at before. Okay, and it kind of resonates with, Neptune being in retrograde. It's like for the divine masculine, it's hitting them in a more emotional way in terms of being aware of what the truth is that's been holding them back in most cases, not only in love, but in other areas of their life. It's like the thing that has been mostly restricting them from having the type of life that they fully desire to have in love and in life, right? So they're looking at this Eight of Swords. They're not shoving it down anymore or afraid to look at it. They're aware that this is the case now. And the feeling I get is they're just kind of, Hangman in reverse here. I'm not sure. Let's draw a few more cards. I'm not really getting so much of a desire to change it at this time yet. Let's just see. Additional cards here for clarity. Thank you, Spirit. This is not a general reading. This is for the divine masculine specifically. We have the Six of Cups in reverse, the Eight of Pentacles in reverse, the High Priestess in reverse. Gosh, the reversals have been coming out so often lately. I actually, the other day, I checked my deck, and I was like, are there more reversals than non-reversals? And everything was equal. So I'm fully confident that if things are coming out reverse, they're coming out reverse. And I meant to read these reversals because I just added reversals back in. So I'm like, why is this happening? So we have the Moon card on the bottom of the deck. We have the Six of Cups in reverse. We have the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. We have the High Priestess here. Yeah, I really do feel that there's more of their intuition. There's more of their inner intuition, their inner awareness coming to light. About maybe what they have sabotaged from the past in terms of relationships and connections that they've had. Seven of Pentacles reversed with the Six of Cups in reverse, right? Relationships from the past, they're realizing, one, what it was and what it meant to them mostly, but also like more about like what really, how and why it went wrong. You know what I mean? They're kind of looking at it like, gosh, like now that I'm aware of like these inner ways of being or these inner perceptions, like how did that affect my connections from people in my past that I've been with in some way. High Priestess in reverse is interesting. While there's an inner awareness of their own emotional way of being, there's still a bit of a denial, I would say. There's still a bit of a denial, ongoing denial around their connection to the divine, or the truth of spirituality generally, or, you know, psychic awareness, things like that, psychic intuition. It is there, though. There's definitely like a connection that's there in terms of their ability to perceive on a psychic level the truth, but there's still a bit of real hesitation or denial towards that at this time that I feel is going to come into play later on, but not quite right now. We have Eight of Cups upright, Five of Wands, Nine of Cups in reverse. Okay, and the Devil in reverse. Biggest thing with this, right? Eight of Cups with a Nine of Cups in reverse. The first thing I got is that they almost, with the Five of Wands here, they caused the way in which there was sabotage in the past, specifically with someone who would represent to them as their dream wish fulfillment in love, specifically, was to cause conflict on purpose. Five of Wands here, Eight of Cups, to force you to walk away, to force the other person to walk away. Okay. So the clarity that's coming in here is because of this deep inner feeling of lack or not being worthy or feeling like they can't or even don't even want to contribute to a divine connection, a real partnership. It was self-sabotage in a way of causing conflict with the person who was perceived as their wish fulfillment. And the words I get here is like, there's no way that like I can't be in this. Like, it's not, how can, like the words are like, how can this person be with me? Like those are the deep inner kind of words that come up. It's like, how can this person possibly be with me? There's no way that it's real. There's no way that it's real. That's the word. Like, it's like this, no way that's real. How can this person be with me? It's too good to be true kind of deal. And then Five of Wands is kind of this unconscious battle, right? Or this kind of causing consistent conflict throughout the relationship, in order to really cause this person to walk away. And it really was like a matter of how long it would take, okay, the feminine specifically, okay, to walk away. That was the real purpose of what had to happen in this relationship. That was the real purpose of this last iteration with the divine masculine in a romantic connection, a romantic sense for growth, was the masculine had to learn or go through the fact and realize, like, as he is now, I think this is why it's being updated, that he self-sabotaged because of a lack of self-worth, of what he could contribute in some way, could be financially, could be emotionally, could be generally overall. Thank you for the reminder to breathe on TikTok here. I forget to breathe sometimes. And then because of that, just in an unconscious way, because of this belief manifesting itself and him having to become aware of this belief to shift it, causing lots of consistent conflict throughout the connection that cause a lot of friction between the feminine and the masculine in order to force or to obligate the feminine to walk away. So it almost had to end like this. Do you guys see that? Like, I think the closure here that I'm really channeling for is like it was meant to end in this way. Okay? Between the feminine and the masculine in the last iteration of their romantic connection, so both sides could learn this lesson. The feminine as to, hey, at some point I'm going to have to walk away, and I'm going to walk away because I know my worth, right? And for the masculine as well, to learn that he's having this unconscious self-sabotage kind of hysteria go on because of a lack of perception in his own worthiness. Okay. Knight of Wands in reverse with the Devil in reverse and the Six of Swords in reverse. So, the Knight of Wands in reverse is not wanting to continue that journey. Knight of Wands is typically like, okay, the wanting to go out and you're almost done. You're going to finish the journey. You're going to have the courage, muster up the courage to finish it. And the Nine of Wands in reverse is kind of like, oh man, I really don't want to continue the journey because there's been so much that's happened. It's been so hard. It's been so difficult. Like, there's a lot to go into it again. I'm not really sure if I want to engage in all that once again. Okay. Devil in reverse with the Six of Swords in reverse underneath the Eight of Cups upright. But at the same time, there's a restriction or an unwillingness to let go of the past and to let the past be the past. Okay. So there's also, with the Devil card in reverse here with the Nine of Cups, okay? There's a mix of things that are coming in here. The first thing that comes in there's a confusion over whether or not that this person was a purely karmic connection, or there was just a toxic energy involved within it, or if they were your wish fulfillment. It's kind of like there's a mix of both, right? Like there's an energy of like one side of this person feels like they are the ultimate wish fulfillment of what you would want, but it's confusing because there's also the, darker toxicity present within the connection. The other thing is that they may have chosen at one point to believe that this was purely just like a toxic connection. But then later kind of added in that perception of like, well, this is actually the same time my dream wish fulfillment there. But Six of Swords in reverse here is, again, it's kind of that, it's that inability to release, I would say, any of the things that happened that were dark or heavy or toxic or karmic in nature, essentially, from the past during the connection with this situation. Get a little more clarity here. Ten of Wands in the reverse, Ace of Pentacles with Ace of Swords. Yeah. Ten of Wands in reverse here, Six of Swords in reverse. So it's almost like it's this unwillingness to release the burden of the past that is preventing them from desiring, from continuing on into holding this heavy weight in regards to this connection moving forward in the future at this particular time. Ace of Swords and Ace of Pentacles with Judgment in reverse and King of Cups in reverse. Ace of Swords upright and the Ace of Pentacles in upright as well, with the Moon card here, the King of Wands reverse, and the Eight of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. They have to make a decision at some point about who they want to be moving forward. Because Ace of Swords and Ace of Pentacles is stepping into that new way of being that we've channeled today for the feminine, but generally, okay? Stepping into their kingship, okay, with the Ace of Swords with the king here. Stepping into their kingship, stepping into a whole new way of being, or receiving a whole new way of being when it comes to how they live their life, and making a decision about Judgment card in reverse, King of Cups in reverse, whether or not they're going to carry the burden of living fully in their hearts with an open heart moving forward. Yeah. So let me sum all that up, because I know we got a little bit into the depths here. But what I would say is mostly, okay, going on the masculine front here, is a lot of inner awareness over what happened, at least on their end emotionally, that may have unconsciously sabotaged the relationship with someone they perceive to be a dream wish fulfillment. And also because of the fact that they were at some point convinced themselves that it was more of a karmic or toxic situation with the devil reversed, and an inability to let that part go. Okay, so there's an inability to let the part of this last iteration of a connection with the person, that it was indeed just a karmic or toxic connection. However, I do feel at this time that there's a bit of awareness as well that that's not entirely true, and that the truth really lies within the fact that any karma that was existent within the connection was really self-created, or a reflection of their own self inner reality. Yeah. And at this point, they are struggling to make a decision as to whether or not they are going to be willing or wanting. I don't feel they want to be honest with you. There's not a desire there, but willing to step into a whole new way of being that is more from their heart, having an open heart, and stepping into their kingliness with the King of Cups here and the Ace of Swords with the crown. And also a whole new way of generating stability and financial income. So this decision as well, when it comes to their emotional truth and their emotional reality, the choice that they're having to make at this time is also going to affect their ability to step into a new way of creating financial income. So they're also being faced with that choice as well. Am I going to release and surrender the past for what it was and view the truth of it? Well, after viewing the truth of it and what happened, like, then choose a whole new way of being? And if so, if that's done, it's going to require, basically, it's going to set up the opportunity to step into a whole new way of financially providing or gaining income. So anyways, a lot of shifts that are going on, definitely. But I think for that reading, the purpose of it was just to provide some clarity around the current state. They do want me to do 3 final advice cards here. So let me finish up with that. Very interesting. Hopefully this was helpful for you guys. Did not see this one coming. Okay. All right. Final advice for who? Okay. They're saying final advice for the feminine. So this is final advice for you, the feminine, listening and watching right now when it comes to generally or your divine masculine here. Six of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles and Queen of Wands. Okay. The advice here right now, Two of Wands with the Eight of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles, the Chariot here in reverse, Three of Pentacles and the Four of Pentacles with the Queen of Wands in reverse, interestingly, with the Chariot. Wherever you're at currently right now, Divine Feminine, there's a lot of opportunity and progress to be made at your current position right now. A lot of you guys may be feeling like a Chariot card, okay, Queen of Wands, and with the Four of Pentacles here. There's still more in your current position right now to gain or to learn from before moving forward at this current time. So it's a little bit of holding still at this particular time in your own life, generally, to allow and to await for the partnerships, Three of Pentacles here, and the possibilities to present themselves more fully to you. So what I'm getting from this is if you are feeling in any way stuck, or you are wanting to move somewhere but you haven't quite yet, or there are other circumstances that are preventing you from trying or doing different things generally, it's because there are currently many different new opportunities that want to come into you to present themselves, so then you can choose from there. So don't go anywhere yet. Don't go anywhere yet is the message here. Wherever you're at in life, don't go anywhere yet. Yes, all the things we channeled before about channeling, things like that, or stepping into a whole new way of being. But there's incoming generosity to you and opportunity that will come into your life and present themselves to you, where you're currently at right now. So if you are, again, stressing or struggling about, I'm not sure what to do next, I'm not sure where to go, I'm not sure what to choose, or I feel like I'm kind of, just wait, just relax, okay? There will be things that come in that offer themselves to you that show you them. Interesting, Two of Swords on the bottom of the deck here, or in reverse, and then Ten of Pentacles with the Two of Pentacles here. You'll know the right choice when it comes in. You'll know the right choice when it comes in. And this is not talking about love specifically. This is talking about more life. Okay, this is more of like a life recommendation. This is more of like a general I'm getting reading for the feminine. But you're going to know once all of the opportunities present themselves to you at this time, and they're going to be generous, quite generous as well, in a very quick oriented way, which ones to choose from or which one to choose that is going to be your next step. You will know. So right now, it's not about kind of having to choose right now between your circumstances. It's about allowing things to come in and then choosing when things are ready to be chosen. If that makes sense. And that was it. Whew. I always feel this big relief from my body when the channeling's done. It's almost like a presence leaves. It's like, oh, okay, that's done. So, all right. That was that. Let me check in with the chat here. What an interesting day and an interesting reading here. And let's go ahead and see what's going on, what you guys thought. What are you guys' thoughts, feedback, comments on the reading today? How are you guys feeling? Did not expect any of that to happen. No, never do. But sometimes that's what happens. I'm going to, let's see, we're going to play just a little bit of music as well, because why not? There we go.
World, I want to leave you better. I want my life to matter. I am afraid
Okay.
I have no purpose here. I watch the news on TV, abandon myself daily. I am afraid to let you see.
Cool. Let me know if that's too loud for you guys in the music, but I figured we have some cool music in the background as we do some Q&A for today. Let's see, some TikTok. Thank you so much. It was spot on. I need to move on, but I'm stuck, so I'll be patient. Well, yeah, just be patient. Don't worry. This is called Courage to Change by Sia. Courage to Change by Sia. It was very intense. I mean, the energy that I was holding, I was like, man, I was like locked in. I was like, anytime my mind tried to go outside of it, I was like, no, it just like came right back in. And it was very heavy messages of like, whoa, this is piercing some crazy shit. So, all right, Michelle Pierce says, so accurate. Praga, yeah, she sings from the soul. I agree. Empress says, I dance in the dark and the light shines down. Anna says, there were so many things that resonate with me. Awesome. Lynn Rich says, heavy energy. Absolutely. Anna says, thank you. You're welcome. Praga, my friend, says the same thing. Yunmi says, 100% accurate. Peace and love says, blessed. Amazing reading. Brandon said, resonate completely. You guys have to let me know, because I never know, like, why... like why certain things need to happen, like why we needed to do a channeled masculine reading today. Have you guys been wondering about that? Like, have you guys been craving that, or like where did that come? It came from above. Like, I was shuffling and I was like, we're just gonna do a regular reading, you know, go for it. And then all of a sudden divine masculine came in. I'm like, so what's interesting about that, right? And I think maybe this is part of my evolution too as a reader, is, you know, a lot of that stuff that I was channeling on behalf of the divine masculine, part of it was hitting me in the soul, right? Part of it was like, oh, like, okay, that was my lesson too, you know. Interestingly, because I channel for and resonate with most of the divine feminine stuff, but then there's certain things where I'm like, oh yeah, that was my lesson. That's what I went through in my last relationship too, as a masculine. Now, that's some of the stuff I'm learning. Not everything I resonated with, right? But there was certain things where I was like, oh yeah, this is partly was my lesson too, or just hitting me deeply too. So very, very, I think, deep and interesting dynamic. Part of my inner work too, right? You guys are getting to witness it. So it's a very weird, it still confuses me to this day of like, how can I channel for the divine feminine, but then also be, you know, in many experiences, in some experiences in my life, learning the lessons of the masculine. It's confusing. But so it's very interesting. But hopefully you guys enjoyed, and hopefully you guys can benefit from this struggling divine masculine channeled readings here. All right. Sindel says intense, LOL. Oh, you guys are beautiful. I love all these comments for each other. Tabitha says to let the DF know where the DM is in his life. Yeah, I think so. I think there was some important messages that came through. Candace Young says, my youngest daughter is showing the way for children to be true to their authentic self without labels, criticism, or judgment, to live outside the box. She is brave, courageous, and living true. That's amazing. That's a true divine feminine warrior right there. Emmanuel says, too much of an empath that drains me. LOL. Oh, okay. Ames in Life says, the guy I dated seems to be very in his head, and then he dumped me, so I think I needed this message, LOL. Okay. Maybe that's why. Maybe there's a lot of us who are still kind of wondering about what happened and why and what's going on, you know, and why we were just left for dead, left for ghosted, right? The masculine's going through quite a big growth process, I would say. Transformational. Emotional awareness was the biggest thing. Danny B, you're welcome. All right, so let's just hang out for a little bit. We're actually making great time. 1:47. Hey, this might be a new record for us, guys. I still got plenty of raw milk, goat, coffee, and honey coffee to go. So if you guys have questions, generally, I'll answer some questions. If not, that's cool too. We can hang out for a few minutes. I'll read some comments with you guys and just be human for a few minutes. I think that's important at the end of the stream. I like to do that. I love this song. It's called Follow My Feet. Follow My Feet. Great song. This girl, the coffee. So it's Sumatran coffee. It's pour over ground Sumatran dark roast coffee, single origin, and it's pour over. And then no, I'm sorry. This one was espresso. So I made an espresso, and then I boiled some raw goat milk. I put some raw honey and some maple syrup in there. Delicious, and can sustain you for hours and hours on end. That's how I do these 3-hour channeled readings off of raw goat milk. It's delicious. Amy, it's good to have you here. She says, loving the good vibes. It's good to have you here, Amy. You bring the good vibes, my friend. Cheers. Jessica says, Brandon, you weren't about to read my question at Whiskey Hour because of the whiskey, LOL. Wondering if you can read it, please. Remind me of your question, Jessica. Remind me of your question. We'll see if we get a hit. If I'm correct, that was the one where it was like a personal, intuitive question, but my intuition was like, bleh. Let it be known that 2 cups of whiskey will deaden out any intuitive connection you have to the divine or channeling. Yes, it is strong. No cocoa today. We stopped with the cocoa for a while now. I felt my personal growth journey at this time was more moving upwards towards like the higher chakras, the crown and the third eye for me, and to open up these energy centers more and more, and my throat as well. And interestingly about cacao is it's great. I love it. It brings you really into the heart. And I'm just, right now, my growth, maybe as a masculine, is about being spontaneous in the moment, going, moving, trusting, and not really being so much dead in the heart, or stuck in the heart, or stuck in the feelings, right? I think that's actually more of the feminine journey, to be honest. It's like not being stuck in the beingness or all the feelings too much, to where it slows you down from life and the opportunities life is presenting to you. Rachel says, I'm sure I missed a lot, but it was my daughter's last softball game of the season. Oh, well, congratulations. Yeah, you got to go to your daughter's softball game. There's always going to be a recorded live stream, or it's going to be recorded, so don't worry about that. If you guys can't make it, no worries. Any suggestions for opening the throat chakra? I struggle with that quite a bit. Yeah. So the biggest thing with this, okay, but I'll just speak like generally and also intuitively, anything that comes through for me, for you, Pragya. It's about trust in yourself. It's about trust in your own authentic power. And for you, it's actually about trusting in your own authority. Okay. I connected earlier fire and throat and authority. It's speaking. Speaking is about trust in your own authority. Speaking, let me say that. Speaking is about trusting your own unique and powerful authority in the world and presence as well. So if there's a fear or lack of your trust in your own specific authority and presence, okay, and creation in the world at large, but really from your own power. It's a trust and belief in your own power, but trust in terms of like not being afraid to utilize the extent of your own power. That will also affect the power of the throat. Okay. Also, it depends what energetic type you are. There's also potentially sometimes, especially if you're in human design, a manifesting generator. Okay, the throat chakra. You might actually, I kind of feel like this. I don't know if you know your type, Pragya. I kind of feel like you might be a manifesting generator for some reason. Let me know if you are. I don't know. But if you are, the throat chakra is actually one of the most challenging, but also most important areas for that energetic type to open, because their throat chakra is connected to their sacral energy generator. Okay, they're manifesting generator, and they are literally they're utilizing, they're speaking out their own energetic force through their voice. So there's oftentimes a fear or judgment around what they say and speak because of how powerful they are when they do speak. So from an early age, they tend to be cautious and reserved about what they do say because of the power of the words behind it, both to affect other people and to manifest things in their own life. So, so there's often a very deep underlying fear of speaking, right, from your own power or authenticity because of the effects it will have on others around you. Let me know if any of that resonated or helps, Pragya. You are okay, that's what I felt that might be the case. But it's, yeah. And also I have a client currently who is also manifesting generator. We're going through the same type of lesson, okay? Okay, all right, Pragya, I'm glad that helps. What's interesting is I've found that I tend to work with clients who are manifesting generators. Like, I'm a projector, and so my energy vibes really well with manifesting generators because they often will fill in energetically the slots that I have open, and my openness allows me to see into their energy or their truth and to direct them to the path, right? To light their fire. And also it gives me energy, gives me life. So it's a very reciprocal relationship. And I don't know why. This just always been like that. They help me greatly. I help them greatly. It's awesome. Ooh, this is a good song right here. This one gets deep right here, guys. You guys hear what song? Can you guys hear the music, or is it too low? Oh, you guys, I don't know if you guys can hear it. Hold on. I think I was just vibing to my own music over here. Just over here listening to me. I thought you guys were hearing the music the whole time. Yes, Landslide. TikTok says Landslide. It's a great song. It's a great song. Christine said, my son's a projector. That's awesome. Yeah. Oh, you can hear it. Okay, good. Great song. Taylor said, okay, let me turn it up just a tad here. I thought you guys could hear it. Sometimes I turn it down so I could hear myself speak because I'm very auditory. So if I can't hear myself speak, I get all up in my head. Okay, I think that's a good volume. Let me know if that's a good volume for you guys. Some good songs that we're playing. I do a cover on my profile. Oh, I would love to check that out. Who is that? Voodoo Pixie. Okay, I'm going to remember that. Voodoo Pixie. I'm going to check out your cover. I love this song. Thank you for telling us. There's a live version of this on YouTube that she does that is out of this world. It's incredible. Stevie Nicks, yeah. Yeah, Stevie Nicks, same Pragya. She speaks to my soul too. It's incredible. I get the chills every time I listen to her. How many different types are there? I believe there's 5. So and I'm not an expert on human design by any means. Projector, manifesting generator, that's 3, reflector, and manifester. There's 5 types. Okay. And now you're hearing good. All right, awesome. Yep, on TikTok, Taylor Mason. Yep. Voodoo Pixie here on TikTok has apparently a cover of Landslide, which I would love to hear. I'd love to learn to play that too on piano sometime. All right. Yeah, I love it, Empress. She says, I'm happy lately. I pray the energy lifts for anyone who's still stuck. Get out in nature. I couldn't agree more. That beach day for me, guys, yesterday was like so good. We're out in nature. We're going in the water and the sand and the sun. You know, it was just there was no cares in the world at that time. It's like anything that was worrying was just kind of melted away. It's absolute best. So 100% agree. Amy says, I use the moon energy, I manifest. It's awesome. Barbara says, I've been wanting to see Fleetwood Mac / Stevie Nicks in concert for 25 years. Barbara, you got to go see them. Are they still playing? If they're still playing, I'm going to add them to I have a notes list of all the bands that I have to see live now. It started after I got the amazing chance to go see Elton John live. Very special opportunity. So if you ever see this, you know who you are, who took me. Thank you. It's my birthday present. Has inspired me to go and see all these other bands live. Like, I want to see the Eagles. I want to see Lady Gaga. Actually, is playing now. I want to see Fleetwood Mac if they're still playing. I did want to see Linkin Park, but I think the lead singer died, unfortunately. Jessica, put your question above B, thanks. Okay, let me see what we got here. Okay, while meditating, I asked my guides for guidance. I received an image and was wondering if it was from the past or the future, says Jessica. Okay. Past. First thing I get is past. Let me see if I can channel even more. Guides and Angels of Jessica, if you have any insight. Oh, we're already on it, they said. So they're saying it past, it was relevant from the past, past life, relevant for your growth right now. Very important for your growth and expansion at this time. They're showing me angel wings expanding. Angel wings expanding. Very important point for your growth and evolution expansion right now. Image from your past life. Significant to this particular part of the journey right now. Something you needed to remember. Yes. Something important you needed to remember that you intended on remembering. Wow, this is really deep. Something you intended on remembering from your past life that you needed to bring in, you intended on remembering in this life to not go down the same path and to learn to, and to continue growth into your current path, your current direction. And they're saying not to take the easy way out. Is the part of the relevance of that. Not to take the easy way out. Taking the harder path. They're saying taking the harder path. This image is here to remind you of that particular reminder and lesson from your past. To grow and to expand and to take the harder road, the harder journey. And knowing that you are capable of doing so fully. Yeah, that was it. There you go. Hope that helps. No idea if that's going to resonate. That was what came through. I don't even know what... The only thing they showed me was angel wings expanding. Oldest daughter and I have many lifetimes together. She is here to teach me things. Yeah. Oftentimes. Progress says a huge shudder went through me as you said that. I felt the shudder. What's funny is I'm feeling the shudders too now, like when the channeling stops or when it's done. And it's just a fun journey. Those of you guys, by the way, if you haven't followed me on Twitch, please go follow me on Twitch if you want live, personal, cold tarot readings and astrology. I know I'm bugging the crap out of everyone by reminding you guys, but I really feel there's a big momentum movement going on Twitch. And I feel it's my next journey, and I want to bring a lot of excitement and service to you guys by doing free readings there. So if you want personal, free, live, cold readings there, definitely go follow that channel. I'll be going live at least multiple times per week. But anyways, my point was I'm still discovering and learning my own intuitive abilities. I don't know still how far they can go. And... sometimes they're on, sometimes they're off, sometimes they're profound. Sometimes they're ordinary. I don't really know. I've learned that whiskey is not exactly the best addition to using your intuition. Okay, wow. Jessica said spot on. Okay. Oh my gosh. Oh, Jessica. Oh, sending so much love and support to you, Jessica. Oh, so glad it helped. So glad it helped. Thank you. I'm glad you asked again. Right? There's no way I would have been able to give that answer to you during my whiskey hour. So I'm so glad you were okay with being patient and waiting, you know? It means a lot. And we have average watch time 4 minutes and 44 seconds. So it is about that persistence, right? It is about that persistence here. Real Left says, yeah, Alba to a certain point anyway. Yes. What's interesting is, you know, kind of our experiment here is, I'm going to turn this down just a tad because it's pretty loud for me. It's like, you know, channeling was on at first, and then a couple drinks go in. It starts to really dim out. I can't feel that connection or that spark to the other realms anymore. And then as the alcohol works its way through me, it starts to come back in again. So it's a very weird thing. Maybe there's just a different way to channel when you're drunk. I'm not really sure. If any of you guys have advice around that. Oh, thank you, Barbara. I really appreciate that. She says, your readings are never ordinary. You know, what's funny is I can, speaking on behalf of like a masculine, right? It's like there's a knowledge of that, there's a feeling of that, and there's also a deep fear of that, right? It's like the feeling of like, okay, like it has to be great every time I go on, or if it's not great every single time, then I've failed, right? But the funny thing is, it's like when I'm really not even thinking about that, those are when the greatest readings happen, you know? So there is a bit of a fear on the masculine side, I would say, of like stepping into his own greatness or believing he's capable. I think it's around capability of being great in some way. So Christine says, yeah, because this group is extraordinary. Yeah, I agree. You know, the only reason I can do this is because of you guys. It's not like, you know, I've said this in the past streams, but one of the biggest things that's resonated with me from one of my favorite shows, Dragon Ball Z, was, you know, there's a line from Father to Son that says, your power only arises in response to a need, not a desire. And I've always resonated with that. And I do even more now, because it's not like I just, you know, go about my life and I'm constantly like in this divine land and consciously utilizing, you know, my intuitive abilities to live. It just happens spontaneously, but it gets brought out more, and I discover more of myself through channeling for you guys. And being a projector with an open crown and open ajna or third eye, open throat even, it's the energy I can channel from you guys individually, collectively, and the other higher realms that comes through me that I can speak about, right? That's the gift of my particular design, is open head, open crown, open third eye, or they call it ajna, open throat, meaning the things that I speak about, the things that I know, the things that I'm aware of, they're not fully mine. You guys see that? They're channeled, or they're information coming from outside through me that I can reflect back through the power of voice. So whereas manifesting generators are people with a defined throat, defined head, they have their own like knowledge that they can speak about. So the knowledge they speak about is from them. It's from what they know, what they've learned. Another amazing song, by the way. Hallelujah. Hello, Fatima Tech Zone. Hello. Sun gazing. Praga said sun gazing helps with something. Oh, Tablet says, how can you enhance seeing auras? That's a good one. I haven't mastered that myself. Of course, my powers have not been mostly visual. at least yet. They're mostly a knowingness or an auditory words that I'm hearing. So I'll typically just do what I do when I'm channeling, but with someone in particular, kind of go to that other realm and then kind of sense or know for me. But I did a lot of sun gazing in prior years. I forgot about that. And that I do believe helped a lot. Along with, I'll say this, okay, this is more of a cheeky side note, but along with like mastery of sexual energy, okay? So moving up the sexual energy to the higher chakras, specifically to the crown and the third eye, and circulating it back down, really helps to awaken and speed up the energy of the chakras. And that combined with sun gazing, okay, and sexual energy circulation, I believe was the key to my spiritual awakening. And I've been practicing that for a long time, so that's really helped. Uh-oh. Oh. We got Michelle getting called out over here. Michelle. I happen to know Michelle's in the midst of moving from a question that she asked me earlier, so she's probably really busy. But I'm sure she's on her way to creating these groups. I also know she's working with Kiara Mizuko, a good friend of mine and a badass female warrior, if I ever knew one, entrepreneur. And I know that she would not let her get away with not doing what her sole purpose is. Taylor Mason, am I into Dungeons and Dragons? You know what's funny about that is I probably would be. I've never played it. I've never tried it. I was watching Asmongold's live stream YouTube video. I don't know if you guys know Asmongold. He's a big gamer on Twitch. I love that guy. He's such a smart dude, very entertaining. He's a role model for me on Twitch in some ways, not in all ways, but for the community on Twitch. And he's live streamed a Dungeons and Dragons kind of live stream, and I was like, this is cool. I'm like, I would love to be the narrator for this game. So funny you asked that. Michelle says, need to learn how to harness my sexual energy. It's intense. Yeah. That's a big one. Especially, I mean, I would say for women, right? For females, it's even, there's a lot of it there, right? Especially for manifesting generators. There's a lot of it there. And that's why and how they're so powerful manifesting, because when they connect the throat to that, oh my gosh, like they're unstoppable. You cannot stop a manifesting generator from doing what he or she wants to do and to create in their life. That's awesome. Yeah, it looks fun, Taylor. So I'm down to play at some point. I just don't know how or with who to play with, or if you can do it online or if you have to do it on person. Michelle says, ha ha ha, yes, still going, but had to go within for growth first. No problem at all. That's been my journey too. This girl says, is it through meditation we can learn to speak / listen to our spirit guides? Partially, yes, I would say. Meditation's important for becoming aware of, okay, this is just my opinion, but meditation's important for becoming aware of what energy blockages are present within your system. So every time I meditate, there's two ways I can meditate, or you can meditate. One is by meditating and bringing your consciousness down to the body. Oftentimes in this way of being, you will sense energetic blockages present within any of the lower chakras in your body. And you can bring presence and awareness to those areas, which will also bring divine universal energy into those areas and help them to correct the blockage so they can flow again. And oftentimes you will have intense emotional and psychosomatic releases from this alone, which has been a big part of my journey and work. For me now, there's another way I've been meditating, and that's up here. Okay, so my journey has been going, I went down into the body for a long time. Now I'm coming back up into the higher chakras again, so I can have mastery of both the lower and the higher chakras. My mastery now, as you guys are seeing, is about my access to higher realms instead of into the body, which I'm enjoying. And it's also new for me, right? My intuition. So you can also go up here and third eye, crown, and throat, okay? And heart. Obviously, don't skip the heart. Don't skip the heart. Got to open that heart. But you can focus on points. What I like to do is focus on points here, right in front of or right outside of my actual center. And you can sense like where, right there, see? So if I open my awareness here, I can see where the blockage lies. So watch my body. Let's do this real quick. I'm going to pause the music so you guys can see how to do this. So this is called chakra or bodily awareness scanning, right? I just made that up, but you can call it whatever you want. So if you have your hand about, I'd say 2, 3, 4 feet, you can do this right now, okay? And you just lightly from right here, while you're present within your body, relax within your body, but your awareness is up here and on your hand, okay? And you take your hand and you move it just outside of your body, okay, about 2, 3 feet in front, until you can feel you're at the extent of where your auric field extends to. And what you can do is take one of your hands, okay, right or left hand. I'm using my left here for this particular exercise because it's the feminine part, so it's receptive, so I can receive the signals here. If I wanted to do energy work, I would be using more of my right hand, okay? So left hand here. If I go up, watch my body respond to an area of energetic blockage, okay? So I'll literally do this scan of what I would do. So, okay, everything's good, good, good. Oh, do you guys see my body respond? So right about here. So what chakra do you think that is for me if I'm right in front of this area? Okay, let's go again. So good, 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 good. Right there, okay? So again, so consistency. So you could see I'm letting my body fully dictate when and how it responds, okay? It will automatically, if you hold presence and relaxation in your body, it will tell you, okay? Also, there's something down here, but it's a little bit, it's less significant. But there's something right up here. So this is, I would say, for me, right, this is going to be my throat chakra, interestingly. Throat chakra, and then I would say probably a bit of the heart as well. So there's a little bit of some density, I would say, but connected between my heart and throat chakra. So maybe, and what I feel is happening here is, for me personally, and this is, I'm telling you guys this so you can know like how this works and what you can do in your own meditation in your own body, is what I would guess is going on for me, if I could analyze it, is right now I'm speaking mostly from the higher centers coming through here, but I'm not really speaking from my own heart, right? Like there's not a lot of, there's less access from my own heart connected to my throat. That might be for many reasons. Maybe I'm not wanting to connect my emotions into this reading, or I'm not wanting to kind of delve into there while I'm speaking publicly, whatever it is. But the key is that I'm aware of it, right? So you can see that's mostly how and why I'm speaking from a very objective point of view during these readings lately. And I think that's been my path and where I've needed to go. But it is something for me to be aware of. Now, if I were doing meditation and I wanted to open that up fully, right, then I would basically focus my energy right around this area, okay? And it is, you could see, like part of the tension here lies on this little area going down my right side. So then I go, okay, yeah, well, there it is. There's my inner masculine blocked exactly in this area in the heart. Remember, we had the King of Cups reversed in the mask. Interesting. Let's relate it back to the reading. So we had King of Cups reversed. That is a blockage of the heart area and a lack of perception of self-worth. And for me, it's on my right side of what I can provide or attain in my greatness. So we can see now that, yeah, my body's also telling the story of what the masculine energy is going through. But what's interesting about this, the difference is, because I have such a strong feminine awareness or natural feminine kind of energy that is guiding me, it's almost like the feminine within me is able to see and guide the inner masculine. And so the masculine is still trying to catch up to the feminine. You know, see what I'm saying? So anyways, that's just, I think, a little bit more about how I work. But Amy says, yeah, the point is do not be afraid. Yeah, the point is do not be afraid. This girl, before you go to the meditation, ask you guys what their names are. Oh, there you go. That's a really good one. So anyways, you can go meditate. You can do all that, focus on energy. You can become aware of what's going on. And then if you hold space for those parts long enough, you can bring in more energy to help things flow and then have these breakthroughs. Okay. I forgot why I was even talking about that, but hopefully that helped. But it's cool stuff, right? Mona says, I find just as I'm waking, I get visions. Yeah, that's right around theta state, which is when we're most in touch with the etheric realms and also our subconscious mind. Yeah, let me turn the music back on. I forgot. Let's go. Let's put on. Let's see what. Yeah, we'll put some Billy Joel on. I like it. There we go. And you guys like Billy Joel? Taylor says, Brandon, I'm wondering if I can get clarity on one of your cards. If you were saying to stay in whatever job you are in currently right now, I'm in between wanting to do spiritual healing / reading and ... I'll wait for the rest of your message, Taylor. So I had a sense too, as I was reading that card spot, that, by the way, Michelle, thank you. I agree. And I think, it's perfect to come back down into human land of listening to music, especially Billy Joel. So I love it. I'm in between wanting to do spiritual healing and / reading and a bit and door dashing, and have been kind of doing both half. My friends keeps telling me I can't take off without going fully into the spiritual healing and stuff, but I keep feeling like I need to continue to dash a bit longer. Okay. Yeah, that's what I mean. That is exactly what I mean. So the biggest thing I got is that, because I felt this in the reading come up of like, I know that the collective right now, parts of the collective, whether it's masculine or feminine, I think it's a little bit of a mix of both, but the collective generally is in a transitional state, knowing that right around the corner there's going to be a whole new way of being, but at this time not really having the full ability, or even it's just logistically it doesn't work out for some reason to fully just shift and leave right now, right? It's like the knowledge, it's like knowing that we are wanting to and eventually going to have to do so, but then logistically not having the ability to, or knowing that there's a little bit of time left, maybe a couple months left, right? Let me know if that feels right, like 2 or 3 months, like 2 or 3 months left of the current thing that you're doing before things can shift again. And I'm not sure why that is, but the message that came in was about that. It was about like, hey, the guys were basically like, we know that you're wanting to transition and change into something new, but just hold on for a second while you kind of wrap this current thing up, and then we're going to present to you in full the next opportunities that are going to come for you. Does that make sense? So yeah, I would say especially if you have a feeling, I guess got to keep doing this for a little while longer, whether it's to save up some money or to feel more secure or certain, or because you feel there's lessons to learn, then yeah. And yes, August, September, I feel more September-ish, like late, it could be either August or September. Around there's going to be another shift, an opportunity here for a big change. So just patience, right? Patience. I'm surprised Temperance didn't come out today, but patience as those things wrap up. All right, glad that makes sense. Good question. Yeah, if you guys have other questions, let me know. This is fun, though. Just looking at questions and reading comments here. Listening to Billy Joel. Empress said, I have to pay attention to not go into my masculine side so much. It's okay. It's okay if you feel the need or the calling to do so right now. I feel like it's okay. that is what was channeled almost verbatim to actually go into during the whiskey hour. Was like the astrology is very much about being in a masculine energy right now, even for the feminine. So take it as you need to, but reading anything interesting? Yeah, I am actually. So I just got this book. Oh, we're at 222. I just got this book, or I started re-listening to this book called Higher Magic, and it's been kind of reawakening my interest in learning about real magic. So yeah, it's called Higher Magic. It's an Audible right now. I've also still been delving into the Raw Contact as well. And then, this other book by, what's his name? I forgot his name. The guy who wrote Angels and Demons. Do you guys know who I'm talking about? I used to love his books, but I'm reading a book called The Inferno by him currently. And it just happens to be about like ancient occult portals and magic and mystical stuff. And then Shaylee, who's always been a lovely part of this collective and a very good friend of mine, got me onto this show called Loki. And I also watched Doctor Strange yesterday, all of which are like amazing. Dan Brown, that's the one. Thank you. Kiki. Dan Brown, that's the one. Yeah, I love Dan Brown. I'm like obsessed with Dan Brown books. Every time he used to come out with a new book, I would read it when I was growing up. So I just picked up his books from my childhood again, and the ones I didn't read, I'm reading now. There you go. Yeah, Mom says Dan Brown. Fernanda says, I balance my feminine now, learning masculine. He's cool, haha. Jessica, it's good to have you on here. Thanks for, you're welcome, and thanks for being here, and have fun at work. Jim Morrison is the Lizard King. I love this collective. Fernanda says, oh wow, in my case, it's about moving. I live with my mom. This year's was about overcoming her influences. Now I need to start by myself, so I need time. Wow. That is also a very common theme wrapping up, I feel, for a lot of the collective, and particularly within the feminine, is like the influence from parents and or the mom, and learning to choose her own path and or to separate because of the strong influences that have come about from childhood that carry over now. And interestingly, I've worked with actually more than one, like several clients, both one-on-one and in longer term containers, who are literally had to move back or interact with their parents and their mom specifically to learn certain lessons about, you know, where they got some of their habits, beliefs, perceptions, and ways of being from, you know, and it's all unraveling there. So very interesting stuff. What was it's called Higher Magic, I believe it's called, and I believe it's by someone called Damien. It's on Audible if you search, called Higher Magic with a K. And this guy, he's talking about, so he was on death row and essentially used real magic, and he's basically explaining what magic is and like the deeper truths behind it and how to use it in modern life. And essentially he used it to get himself off of death row and to manifest like a whole new life. And I'm like, this could be cool to learn, like tangibly, practically. I tend to personally be using a lot of the stuff he's talking about already, kind of naturally spoken within me. So I think it's a way for me to remember a lot of the actual techniques of how to do it. So it's been really good. You're welcome, Christina. Oh, did that not work? No, it didn't. Angela says, I've been working on my energy. I will get my energy to a higher state and go to bed and wake up being drained in 3D energy. Do you know what is happening, and have advice? All right, hold on one sec. Let me really concentrate here for a second. It's a good question. Angela says, I've been working on my energy. I will get my energy to a higher state then go to bed and wake up being drained and 3D energy. Do you know what is happening and have advice? There's two possibilities that I'm sensing here. I actually kind of feel like, so what's coming to me is like, I feel like you are going through quite a bit of integration, like a spiritual awakening or integration of your higher self within your 3D self. And that is very rough on the 3D body. And you're doing it actually at a faster pace than how it would happen naturally, is what I'm getting. And so actually your guides are tapping in here. So they're saying that because you're doing it at a faster pace consciously than it's already naturally happening, but you're choosing to like speed it up. That's what's being very taxing on your body itself, 3D body. So it's a bit of an adjustment period as your body integrates this higher energy, but it's also not forever. So it's only as your body starts to acclimate, and then once your body starts to vibrate at this higher level consistently, or to hold this charge more, it won't happen anymore. So just know it might be a little bit rough at this time for a little while until your body acclimates to this. I don't know how long you've been doing it. It feels like maybe relatively recently, but if you continue to do it, I think it's going to slow down actually pretty soon here, because you've been doing it for a little while now, but not too long. You're welcome. Hope that helps. That's the biggest thing for me. No, I don't think it's that. I was gonna say, like, what also kind of came to me was that you're doing a lot of work on the other side in terms of light work and but I feel, and I think that's going to be an eventuality, which is why it came. But right now it's mostly about you bringing in your own energy to your body, and that's what's draining you. So nothing to worry about. It's actually a good thing. Tabitha says, love his greatest hit album. Yeah. Mel says, I relate to this, processing huge amounts of information in dreams, waking up feeling like I've been working on that. Yep, absolutely. Okay, Angela says 6 months. Yeah, so 6 months. Okay. So I feel like you're at it's going to start to slow down soon. 6 months is about, it feels like you've been doing it for a little while, but at this time, and I don't know if it's been happening like this consistently, it's going to start to, your body's in that mode where it's pretty ready to now start to hold this more. And it's going to stop happening as much. So nothing to worry about. If your body, by the way, they're also saying if your body needs a break at times, don't feel obligated to have to keep doing it every single night or all the time. It's okay to stop for a little while. It's okay if you're like, I just want to not do this for a little bit and then come back to it. No rush at all. Okay. Good. That's awesome. Shadow work. Awesome. All right, any last questions? I think we're going to make our way off here. It's been really, really, really good live stream, guys. I'm very, very grateful for everything. The turnout, the questions, the vibe, the reading. Feels like there's a few more questions that want to be answered before we get off. So let me know if you guys have anything that's hanging in the air, or I'll see what they want. All right, this saying just wait. There's a couple more questions that need to come in. Shadow work can be akin to giving birth, exhausting, but so worth it. Phoebe says, can you tell me about my energy too? Bibi, what do you want to know? Can you be more specific? All right, Fernanda says, advice, how is the fastest way to from here? Oh, to move from here. Fastest way to move from here, so interestingly, okay, I'm going to speak right now collectively, okay? Right now, there's a paradox or dichotomy right now, because there's there's a certain area of your life that it's not able to move. Like if you want to just move it forward or get it going, or it's just not really able to transition fully just yet, as we were just speaking about. However, in your current role, what you're doing, or the current circumstances you find yourself in, there's a lot to be done. So there's a lot of ability to move within the current paradigm, job, situation, environment that you're currently inhabiting. There's a lot of opportunity to move and grow and do within that before the next new way of being or paradigm shifts. Does that make sense? So there's a paradox there, but there's like a bigger transition that I feel is the collective's aware of, that we can't really move forward or push towards or change yet. But what we're currently within, there is a lot of opportunity to move and do that. So I would say, if you want momentum and movement, just allow whatever is in your life now to just do that fully, 100%, and don't worry about the next step here yet, because it's still in the process of getting itself ready. And don't be frustrated by that. That's what I would say is the answer there. La Vida Bella, working on with crystals, it really helped unblock me. Just throwing that out. Thank you, Angel. Yeah, that's awesome. I love crystals. They're awesome. This girl says, if each chakra has a specific color, shouldn't our auras be rainbow? That's a good question. I don't exactly know the answer to that. I would say there's a very specific type of person that will have a rainbow aura. From what's coming to me, and it's a very special unit of, in terms of a person or a makeup, right? A very specific and quite rare, actually, individual is what they're saying, with a rainbow aura. And the reason why is because the aura is less to do with each of the reflections of the color of the chakras, and more to do with the mixture of all of the energy overall. What the dominant traits and personality traits and strengths within your particular energetic complex, and how that reflects outwardly. And it's like your unique identifier. It's like your fingerprint, right? Everyone's got a little bit of a different type of auric code or auric reflection. So to have a rainbow one is, I've never personally witnessed or seen that. It does exist, but it's quite rare. But an aura is going to be different from, again, the individual reflection of the chakras, just to clear that out. But good question. Real F says, LOL, the question that keeps popping into my head is, what the F is going on? Which is an inside joke with my best friend. Oh, it's funny. I heard about Megan Fox having a rainbow aura. Well, if she does, that's awesome. I've always had a huge crush on Megan Fox, so I'm sure I'm not alone in that. Like, she's gorgeous, but she's been a particular celebrity crush of mine. So, yeah, it's, rainbow auras for the win. My aura is a 7/60s mood ring. Oh, 70/60s mood ring. That's funny. Yeah, for sure. Tabitha says Dan Brown. Yeah, thank you, Tabitha. She must be watching it back a little bit. Melanie says, I'm stuck living with my ex until we sell our house. How's that for being forced to grow and help him grow? Yeah, it's a bit of the logistical responsibility of what's needing to happen right now, right? So I'd say absolutely, yeah. Just know that you're doing a great work. You're doing a great service, for sure, 100%. You wouldn't be there with them unless it was required for the growth there, for both of you guys. Tabitha asked the last question here. Michelle says, I'm hetero and I've had a crush on Megan Fox. Okay, we'll have Megan Fox as our guest celebrity at our future conference in Austin, Texas. And she's gonna be like, why am I here? And we're gonna be like, because you're an inspiration. Maybe like, why? Because you have a rainbow aura. She's gonna be like, yeah, okay, cool. No, I don't know. Hopefully she's cool. All right, so Tabitha, you asked the last question. I've been living with my dad for 16 years now. We moved to Nova Scotia. Nova Scotia. Excuse me. Together as well. Is there a lesson there? Yes, Amy, I agree with pendulums. I agree. Yeah, this girl will be able to confirm the rainbow aura. Oh, gosh. I agree. We'll have to see. All right. Let me see for Tabitha here about her dad. And this will be the last one. I don't know why there was... So the first words I hear for you, Tabitha, around dad is role model. Role model. Rekindling of the relationship as well. Necessary indulgence of past memories or fun that will bring out the best in both of you, bringing out the inner joy, the inner joy in both of you, and bringing out the true depth of the connection between you two that lies together. So the essence of the relationship that's blooming, it feels like it's blooming between you guys, is one of very deep admiration and respect and joy that wants to exist between your connection with you and your dad, and one that will also allow both of you to bring out the best in each other and to shine more brightly for the world. So you two have a very it feels pretty close. I don't know if you're close with your dad, but it feels at least energetically very close and strong. And like it's just this very comfortable, easy going, fun, and mutually beneficial relationship. And it's quite necessarily there to bring out the best in both of you guys. And I'm not sure if this is what it currently is or what it's evolving into. You'll have to let us know if this is resonating in any way. But I would also say that it's in many ways it feels like home, or he feels like home. And he's always going to represent like that safe space for you. Yeah. To come back to the truest part of yourself, to remember and realign with the truest part of yourself. So I would say there's been a bit of a need or requirement or just a comfort. Oh, okay. So for some reason, you have to let us know, Tabitha, but it feels like there's been a bit of a comfort, but there's also a bit of a need to expand outward or to get out away, but always knowing you have the opportunity to come back and be safe again and be in that energy and that connection. But also and it's like the energy is like you can come back anytime. There's no need to be here or not to be here. Like you can come back. You're welcome to come back anytime and to enjoy the experience of this. But it's only for that. It's not necessarily for any like particular growth lesson or anything like that. It's more so just of a reminder of who you really are, and to bring out the best in both of you guys. And to have mutual joy and admiration within each other. So let us know. I'm not sure how that will resonate, but that's what came through. Oh. Barbara's laughing at me. Scotia. Nova Scotia. Oh, boy. Now you welcome this girl. All right, guys. So it is time. It is time to close out. I've decided. I've made the decision. Made the choice. I appreciate all the questions and everything you guys have provided with me. I know you guys have more questions. The beauty of this is I will also be, I feel, much more present throughout the week, at least live streaming on Twitch. So if you do want a chance to have your personal question answered in one of those live streams, be sure to follow me on Twitch. And to do that, you just go ahead, and if you're on YouTube, there's a link in the description box that will take you right to my Twitch page, and you can follow me on Twitch. It's a streaming platform, lots of great energy on there, and I'm doing multiple live streams a week where I just answer personal questions based on the tarot and my own intuition if you're looking for guidance. So go follow me on there and look out for the next stream. I will likely be doing, tentatively, Wednesdays and Saturdays at least, maybe one other day thrown in there as well. But if you follow me on there and you set notifications, you'll get a notification when I go live on there. And so we'll save any of those questions for the next streams. Other than that, as always, you guys are welcome to follow me on Instagram. I do random spontaneous readings on there as well. And I notify you guys when I'm about to go live, either on YouTube or on Twitch. And I just want to say how much I appreciate you guys. Like, thank you so much for showing up every time we go live and every day, continuing to do the work. I hope this was helpful and for your own life and your journey and for the world. And I love you. Thank you for doing what you do and being who you are. It's much appreciated for the world. And with that, my good friends, love and light. I'll see you on the next one.